welcome to House Edge. Before we start the episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. And check us out on Twitter, TikTok, and Discord at House Edge Bet. Links down below. Enjoy the show.
Week 5 for NFL. How you doing, Rob?
Feeling good, man. How you doing, Burke?
Good. We had another crazy week. Yeah. Bengals, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can be a fan of this team anymore. I mean, we have all those weapons on offense. Pretty much nothing changed from last year, right? We still have the same shitty offensive line. It's just Joe Burrow's calf is what changed from last year, basically, and how mobile he is.
Yeah, I don't. They honestly should just sit him. Just sit him, let him heal, because I mean, you guys don't have a backup that can play better than him right now. I mean, he's a really good thrower, but he has no movement, and that offense needs it.
Yeah, I remember in the preseason, Jamar said something like, "I don't want to see him till week 5" in an interview, and I think that we should have actually done that. I mean, we probably would have ended up 1-3 or 0-4 either way, and I mean, we're 1-3 now, so in hindsight, should have sat him. Sucks to suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about the Bears, man?
Love the Bears losing.
I mean,
Parlay
for you, it was
cash
really
on
good. In the parlay cash on, but what was weren't they up by 21 points? Was it in the fourth quarter?
21-3, I think. No, the third. It was like the third quarter before that.
Oh, that's so embarrassing, man. Classic Bears, though. I mean, Justin Fields looked good for a minute, and then he just stopped.
Yeah, but also like Justin Fields finally has a good game, and the coach is out here making dumb decisions. Like, why not kick that field goal? Go up 3. Make Denver drive the field.
Doesn't make any sense, man. It's just Bears coaching. That's what it is. Sean Payton almost out uncoached them.
I saw the other day, they have the number 1 and 2 draft pick as of right now.
Yep.
Because of the Panthers are bad. So you can see a Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison duo for the Bears, and just watch them ruin them too.
Oh no, man. I saw something about Caleb Williams can actually make more money by staying in college than going to the NFL.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't think I believe that either. I think he's going no matter what to the first team, and they're just trying to stir up some, drama about he'll pick teams.
I mean, it's good. It's a good move if he doesn't want to be with he's probably right now. It's probably either the Bears or, well, since they got the 1 and the 2,
Panthers.
The Bears.
It's the Bears and the Panthers right now.
But the Bears on the Panthers pick. Yeah. So,
oh no, man.
What
are the Panthers doing?
I mean, they got Bryce Young.
Yeah, that's true.
I hope that Bryce Young works. But yeah, maybe he's just gonna try to get a trade. But that leverage only works for a year. Eventually you're gonna have to come to a
exactly.
Team.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see where he ends up. How about the Texans, man? Absolutely demolishing Pittsburgh. CJ Stroud elite. Straight up through 5 weeks.
Let's
through 4 weeks he's elite.
Through 4 weeks he's elite. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a surprise. I don't think anyone expected to see this. Where they're sitting at 3-1, leading the AFC South.
We're sitting I'm sitting on an under Houston ticket, 6.5 wins.
Good luck with that one. Yeah.
That's not happening.
Week 8. Not that one, but 6 by week 8. But 6 is looking real iffy right now.
Looking way too low.
CMC pulls a hat trick on the 49ers. There's literally nothing this man can't do.
Remember,
that 49ers offense is unbelievable.
Yeah. Remember my touchdown bet on Christian McCaffrey last week? The 2+ and 3+ touchdowns? And then he gets it this week instead?
Gotta let it ride.
Yeah, should have kept doing it more than one. I mean, he always has at least 1 or 2 games every year where he puts up 3 touchdowns for his MVP run.
And so much for fading the 49ers all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're good. Brock
They're
Purdy's good. We were wrong. Just swallow that pill and move on. The 49ers are good. They can make the Super Bowl very easily.
Yeah.
I don't see. They're the best team in the NFC right now. Straight up. Nobody's even close.
Yeah. Eagles are close. The
They
Eagles haven't looked like them at all, though.
and the Eagles haven't been
like
tested. The Eagles have not been tested yet. Let's look at the Eagles schedule real quick. They have upcoming. They're playing the Rams and the Jets away, but then their next games: Dolphins, Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys again.
That's a run.
They might lose every one of those games if they're not prepared. They could. They could.
No.
Except the Commanders. They just barely beat the Commanders by 3 in OT at home. Now they have to travel there in a couple weeks.
Okay, I think the Commanders are, I don't know, something about the Commanders and the Eagles. They just have the Eagles figured out. They just know them too well. They always play the Eagles tough.
Yeah. You see the Eagles going to Kansas City and winning? I don't.
Yeah, I do.
In Kansas City.
Mahomes was last week?
Against the Jets defense.
The Eagles got a great defense too.
Yeah, Kansas City doesn't have the weapons on offense, I think.
Yeah.
You're really starting to see it. They're lacking the receivers. Like when Mahomes has to throw to Rashee Rice as his number 2, it's tough picking.
No Rashee Rice slander on the pod.
I mean, he's good, but he shouldn't be his number 2.
Yeah.
After Kelsey, not even a receiver.
Yeah.
The
Noah Gray's looking like the number 2, honestly.
Who?
Noah Gray, the second.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just only throwing to tight ends, I guess. And then giving the ball to Pacheco, who runs like he's literally going to die every single play. It looks like it's gonna be his last run. Like, let me make the most of this. Jaguars in London, man, you called it. Ridley even got the anytime touchdown. They covered easily. This week, though, tougher test, the Bills. I think you have the Jaguars, right? And I have the Bills in this. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Jags are definitely the home field advantage. I think this is a spot. We'll get into it more on our picks.
Yeah. But yeah, the Jaguars proved that London is their second home. I mean, they play better in London than they do in Jacksonville. I think we can confirm that.
It's crazy. I actually was looking the other day. They're actually 5-5 in London. It's about a 50.
Recency bias. We'll throw that in. Oh well. Moving on to college, the favorites just continue to win. Georgia wins, not by enough, but they move on. Penn State, Washington, everybody moving on to pretty comfortable wins. USC, Texas.
Yeah.
It seems to be a theme in college this year. Not many upsets.
If you had to say who's your 4 into the playoff?
Michigan as the 1.
I like that. I'll put Michigan 1.
Georgia 2.
I think Georgia's going to lose soon. They just don't.
I think they are too. It's
Like
not the same team as last year. Yep. They don't have the quarterback.
I don't know who I feel like the SEC has to have a team just because that's how it's always been. And I don't know who goes in if they
It's going to be Georgia. It's still going to be Georgia. Because from Alabama's side, you have, let's look at the SEC standings right now. Alabama side, you have Alabama and Texas A&M, who are the only undefeated ones. And then from the other side, you have Kentucky and Georgia and Missouri, who are the only undefeated ones. The SEC is a battle between Alabama and Georgia, and they just have a bunch of cupcake teams that they play until they play each other.
Yeah, so.
And they never schedule them against each other, do they? Yep.
Nope, no, they don't play each other.
That's, of course, man. The SEC is just set up for one of those two teams to go every single year and the other one to have the chance of going in because they don't play the other team twice.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like there has to be an SEC team, but I really don't think they're
not that good this
the
year.
voters have put an SEC team in, but I don't think there's an SEC team that
I seriously think this year, if we see Georgia lose a game, because we already saw Bama lose a game, that there will be a serious conversation between putting a one-loss Big Ten over a maybe two-loss SEC champion.
Yeah. And that one-loss Big Ten team is Penn State?
Or Ohio State is what it's going to, or Michigan, I think. Penn State or Michigan is, I think, what it's going to end up being.
So you got Michigan, Penn State, Georgia.
Texas.
I'm thinking Texas.
It's Texas. I don't see a Pac-12. Pac-12 is too strong. They're going to eat each other up. Texas makes it. We didn't consider that. The Pac-12.
Oh, the Pac-12. Yeah. Oh.
If Oregon and Washington keep winning, you have to put one of, like, whoever comes out of there as a champion, you have to take straight up.
I don't think USC will lose.
Do they play each other? Oregon and Washington play each other next weekend in Washington. That's going to be the game of the year so far.
My 4, I'm going to go. I also agree that Michigan's 1. Michigan, Texas, USC, Penn State.
Wow. That would be a really fun college football playoff. No SEC teams. Just like the good old days. Oh, we can dream. Anyway, you want to move on to let's look at how we did last week. Rob, you did 3-2 in the NFL. I also went 3-2. And in college football, you went 2-1 and I went 2-2. So overall positive, no matter whose picks you tailed, you went positive this week. And you cashed the 500 parlay. Congratulations. Yeah. Both on the board now.
Love that Denver comeback. Seattle took care of business on Monday night.
Yep.
And so did the Lions. Two blowouts in the parlay. You love to see it.
Yep. And a real sweaty middle piece for the parlay.
It's sweaty enough for the rest of the legs.
Yeah. My parlays did not do good this week. I mean, my 500, I think only one leg hit, and then the other one, it was a mess. I think 2 or 3 legs missed. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, man. One leg away on the plus 1,000. Man City lose to Wolves. How could they do it? How?
That is tragic.
Tragedy.
That is tragic. And it's Man City, too. Really sad. But yeah, moving on. Our college play or our NFL plays this week, we have a couple in common. Starting off with the Rams 4.5-point underdogs against the Eagles. I mean, they're killing it against the spread this year. They're 3-0-1, right? What else do you think about this game, Rob?
I think that we've seen the Eagles come out and play a little sloppy with all the teams. Like, they're playing down to lesser opponents. And I think this is a spot where the Rams can really catch them. The Washington just doesn't quite have enough firepower to actually win the game. But with Stafford and Sean McVay, I can see this being possibly even a Rams win. But I'll take the 4.5.
Yeah, I actually have the Rams to win this game. And Stafford and McVay just before this season started, I said Stafford doesn't have chemistry with his receivers. I was dead wrong, dude. Puka is going to win the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year with how he's going.
nowhere.
He is putting up ridiculous numbers so far, like
We got
historic
Cooper Kupp back
numbers.
this week, I believe.
So he might kind of slow down because of that. But if I'm the Rams, I keep using him and then sell him for a lot.
No, why not? Why didn't I just keep both of them?
That's
We
true.
had a monster out there.
If he keeps going how he's going, he's going to sign an incredible contract for his next contract after he's off this rookie deal.
Yeah.
Cooper
Kupp's getting up there in age. They'll be looking to transition anyway. It's like he's actually coming in a perfect time for them.
That's so lucky for them. But yeah, Rams plus 4.5. That's a play for sure from both of us.
Yes. And our other common play, we have the Chiefs minus 5.5 versus the Vikings. This Vikings defense is about to get destroyed by Patrick Mahomes, especially after he played bad last week. He's not going to come in twice with a bad week.
Yeah, I mean, after watching the quarterback documentary and seeing this guy's work ethic, I would take him over any quarterback in the league straight up. After knowing how hard this dude works. I mean, I would imagine every quarterback works very hard, but he has this self-motivation that is hard to find.
Yeah. That's crazy for you to hear you say. Over Joe.
Straight up. Currently, yes. Joe has me kind of sad.
Joe Burrow with a broken calf. Definitely.
But yeah, this 5.5 points against this Vikings defense, it's too much respect to the Vikings defense after the Chiefs were stifled by a pretty good Jets D, but I mean, they still could have won that game by 7. It was just a matter of Patrick Mahomes. They could have won that game by 10. Sorry. It was a matter of Patrick not running it into the end zone with 5 seconds left and giving us the cover, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I would also just say, reading on Twitter and this week, the NFL is not rigged. That is the smart NFL football play.
That is a smart play. That is, but I'm putting myself in his shoes. Putting myself in his shoes, getting a rushing touchdown and going up 2 possessions. I think I'm gonna run in there. I think I'm gonna get the stats.
Back on the field.
That's true. You do make your defense get back on the field. That's kind of mean.
Yeah,
you don't want to do that to the defense. Yeah, that's very fair. I did not consider that. Right move. All right, moving on. My plays for the NFL after those two, I have the Texans 1.5 point underdogs at the Falcons. I don't know what Desmond Ridder and the Falcons has shown to have them favorites over the Texans, who just absolutely demolished the Steelers defense, right? I think they're also going to beat the Falcons by around 14. I'll probably take like an alt line of -7 on this and get it for like plus 300.
I really like this play. Texans should absolutely. I think Texas -3 at least for this play. Yeah,
they're like value. 4 points off. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make sense that they're underdogs when they've proven. Did you see that one Twitter video of Desmond Ridder going over and trying to shake Mac Hollins' hand after they're down like 17-0 during the Jags game?
No.
Mac Hollins like gets up and starts yelling at him instead of like giving him a high five.
I mean, he needs to hear it. I mean, they've been playing terrible,
so bad,
and it's sad because the defense actually isn't that bad.
Yeah. Bijan is a freak. That dude is a freak athlete. The jump cuts he makes, the way he makes dudes look silly out there is ridiculous. I just hope he gets a quarterback.
That one catch this weekend where he just
stuck to his arm. Just stuck to it.
He just snags the ball out of the air.
Just stuck right here.
Running. Doesn't tuck it in to run. Yep. Just keep running. I got the ball.
Like part of his running motion. That's wild. Anyway, yeah, he's losing this week. Texans.
Yeah. Oh, he's losing a lot of weeks.
Oh, yeah. Moving on, my next play is the Cowboys 3.5 point underdogs against the 49ers. I mean, I can easily see San Francisco winning this game, even though I think I did pick San Francisco to win this game in the Frisky 14, but 3.5 points is too many, dude. I think this is going to end like a 3-point game, maybe a 2-point, a 1-point game. These are the two, in my opinion, best teams in the NFC right now.
Yeah, this is a great game. I'm taking the 49ers on the money line. I think it'll also be close, but I think the 49ers just have a little bit better of a defense. And after what the Cardinals did in the running game against the Cowboys, I can't see why Christian McCaffrey couldn't do that.
Yeah. Dallas does have a weak point with the running defense, but their passing defense is pretty stifling.
Yeah.
Mac Jones could not do a single thing this week. It was kind of sad to watch. Yeah, and my last play is the Commanders Bears over 44.5. When you hear these two teams, you usually think defense, right? The Commanders just gave up 37 points to the Eagles. The Commanders gave up 45 to the Bills the week before. The Bears just gave up 31 to the Broncos, 41 the week before to the Chiefs. I could see this game hitting the 70s. I don't know why we're at 44.5. Right?
Because
The offenses are really, really bad. But I think how bad the defenses are just makes up for it. Sam Howell will be able to tear up the Bears defense.
Yeah, I think we'll see some movement from the Commanders. This is a Commanders win to me, but I'm just worried about if Justin Fields shows up like last week. This is an easy 44.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see what Justin Fields shows up this week. I mean, I don't really have my hopes that high, but this is my least confident play of the week, but I'm still taking it.
Yeah, and now we can go over to my picks. I'm starting off with the Jags plus 5.5. I think this is a great travel spot here with the Bills traveling to London, and the Jags have already spent a week getting acclimated to the city. And also, I'm just getting tons of value here at 5.5. The Jags are going to be a playoff team. I think they're a playoff team to me. And getting 5.5 playoff versus playoff, I'm going to take the Jags.
5.5 is a lot of points. I can't tell you on the money line. The Bills have just been on fire the last 2 weeks, and I don't see it really slowing down with a 6 to 8 hour flight to London. It's really not that bad when you think about it. It's the same thing as going from Buffalo to like Seattle.
No way.
It really is. Me going from Boston to Las Vegas was about the same as me going to London, flight time wise.
I still think it'll affect them a little bit.
They're in a different country and won't have their bacon and eggs like they normally have them. Right, will be a little out of their element.
Yes, like as Bert mentioned, I'm gonna throw a half unit on this play as well for the money line at plus 184. Just on the value.
I like it. I don't like it that much though. I would take the Bills. I would be your bookie on that plus 184.
Okay, we might have to talk. Then I got the Ravens minus 4.5 versus the Steelers. The Ravens are going to be up against a backup quarterback for the third week in a row. Mitchell Trubisky's coming in, or unless they got, they want to surprise us with some other backup. And looking at the numbers, it's time for us to start being serious about this Steelers defense.
Yeah.
They are getting run through.
Yeah, they are getting absolutely destroyed. The only bright spot in the defense is when TJ Watt gets a sack, right? Other than that, the defense is just getting absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, and I think the Ravens can hold off some sacks. And it's pretty much, you can beat the Steelers if you can stop
Lamar's
TJ
mobile.
Watt from getting sacks. Yeah, and we got Lamar.
Yeah, I like the Ravens in this game. I mean, we just saw the Texans beat the Steelers by close to 30, so why can't the Ravens do it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, we went from Kenny Pickett started that game, right? Against the...
Yeah, he did start. I think he went out in like maybe the second.
Okay, so we had half of Kenny Pickett lose by 26, and now we have 0 Kenny Pickett. They're losing by like 40. That's what this means. Good pick. I like that.
Can't believe I have that much high praise for Kenny Pickett, but compared to Trubisky, I guess so.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, I got the Packers -1.5 versus the Raiders. I'm going to just take the slightly better defense. Jimmy Garoppolo is coming back from a concussion. And yeah, as what told you last week, the Raiders defense is trash. 60%. They're allowing scoring opportunities. 60%.
Wow. I mean, that's really bad. But this game to me, man, is a complete toss-up.
Really?
This game to me is a total toss-up. Right? I mean, is the game in Lambeau or is it?
It's in Vegas.
Okay, now it's a toss-up. Yeah. The Raiders on a Monday night game, the fans there do make a little bit of a difference. Jordan Love in that environment might be a little bit.
But a fan base like Green Bay, I think we might get a split crowd.
Okay. Yeah, in Vegas too. They're going there for some fun.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
I don't hate the pick.
It's great to have a team in Vegas, but they do basically half of their home games are probably split crowds.
Yeah.
Because people are just hours at a game. But yeah.
Who lives in Vegas?
And next up I have I'm going to go with the Panthers on the money line. Burke already says this is a donation.
Donation station.
I'm seeing Bryce Young get better every week. I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the draft. I'm going to say one of the best because Anthony has been really surprising me over the last couple of weeks. And I don't know. I think this is a spot where the Lions can slip up. I'm getting plus 300 on the play. I'm going Panthers.
Winless Panthers.
Yeah, the winless Panthers.
That's who the Lions are going to slip up against.
They got a solid run
Chiefs?
defense.
All right.
They caught the Chiefs on their slip up.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I still think it's a donation, but I support you in your bets. It is what it is. Okay. To round out our NFL plays, I'll just wrap them up. We have the Rams 4.5 point underdogs against the Eagles. That's a common play. Chiefs 5.5 point favorites against the Vikings. Also a common play. Then I have the Texans 1.5 point underdogs at the Falcons. The Cowboys at 3.5 point underdogs against the 49ers. And the Commanders Bears to go over 44.5. You got the Jags plus 5.5 and a little half unit sprinkle on the money line. Ravens minus 4.5 against the Steelers. Packers 1.5 point favorites against the Raiders on Monday night, and a little sprinkle on the Panthers money line over the Lions.
A whole unit.
A whole unit?
A whole unit. No sprinkles.
What? Okay. My apologies. All right. You want to move on to our college plays? Common play?
Yeah, so for the common play, we have Washington State versus plus 3.5 versus UCLA.
Did they
really see what's going on this line.
Did they enter it wrong? Is the wrong team favored by 3.5 here?
Yeah, I don't think UCLA has enough offensively to go and beat Washington State.
This is all for home field advantage, right? It has to be that. The game's in UCLA. Yeah. The UCLA hasn't played since they lost to Utah, right?
Yeah, they lost to Utah.
Washington State
haven't played a good schedule, and the one good game they played, they lost.
Yeah, Washington State beat Oregon State, who just beat.
Who did they just beat?
Utah. and Utah beat UCLA.
Yeah. So yeah, Washington State plus 3.5.
Easy. I'm even taking a money line for sure.
Oh yes, that's the
Underdog money line.
Sure. Yeah, let's just put that in there. Official play. I'm gonna throw a half unit on that Washington State money line as well.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. I mean, they're the better team here. The line doesn't make sense. I think they actually got that wrong.
Yeah, and so let's go over some my plays. So first up, I got Texas -6 versus Oklahoma. Red River. I don't think they can come into Oklahoma's going to come into Texas and beat them. Texas is in my Final Four. I think they're the best team in the Big 12 for sure.
Yeah, I have them winning the Big 12 as well. 6 is a lot of points for me against Oklahoma. That's the only reason I didn't take it. If you're obviously booking this, so if I were you, I would book this fast because on FanDuel I saw it at 6.5 already. I don't know if you were looking at FanDuel or DraftKings, but it's moving. Yeah. They like Texas. People like Texas, and it's in Texas. I mean, I see them winning this as well.
I got my bet openly pending on -6. Hoping
Perfect.
somebody.
Perfect. Already booked.
Yes, and I also have Colorado -4 versus Arizona State. Yeah, I caught this good line on this yesterday. I think it's sitting at 4.5, 5 now. But I think it's going to be a bounce back game from Colorado after playing two major opponents in Oregon and USC. They get a pretty decent opponent in Arizona State here. I think they'll easily win by 4 points.
Yeah, I mean Arizona State, not a good team. Colorado, they actually looked pretty good against USC, and they did cover against USC. It wasn't like the pounding that they got from Oregon, which makes me think, is Oregon better than we think? Because they looked really good in that game against Colorado and pretty much every other game so far.
I think, well, USC was up. They were up handedly, and then Colorado kind of got
put off the pedal. Yeah.
Yeah, got some points in the end. I don't think they were really ever at risk of losing, especially the way they played it with
That's
the running
fair.
in the fourth quarter. They weren't going to really lose that game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I do like this pick, Colorado. You got 2 favorites. I got 2 underdogs this week. My other play, I got Rutgers 13.5 point underdogs against Wisconsin. You cannot tell me Wisconsin has done a single thing this year to make them 2 touchdown favorites over a Rutgers team that hasn't looked that bad this year.
Yeah, let me go look at Wisconsin's schedule. Like,
yeah,
that is a little odd.
Wisconsin has lost to Washington State. They beat Purdue, Georgia Southern, Buffalo. Doesn't tell me a single thing about them, right? Yeah, meanwhile,
13.5 seems wild for a Big Ten play.
Yeah, Rutgers beat Virginia Tech by 20. They beat Wagner by 50. They beat Temple by 30. And they beat Northwestern by 17.
Yeah, I love this play.
They lost to Michigan by 24. But Michigan, I think, is the best team in football, so that's expected. Yeah. 13.5, ridiculous amount of points for this.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that with you. I like that play.
Glad I got you on board. And Vegas has not caught up to Rutgers. I think this might be my first 2-unit play of the year. I'm saying this is my first 2-unit Johnson.
Let's do it.
And then my other play, I have Kentucky 14.5 point underdogs against Georgia. I mean, we took the other side of this last week and it bit us. It was one of your only loss in college and one of my 2 losses. UGA just doesn't look like the same UGA team with Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, Carson Peck he doesn't have enough pop in the offense. I think this 14.5, the way they looked against Florida, Kentucky will make it a game.
Yep, they're just depending on Brock Bowers too much. Eventually, some defense is going to be able to cover this guy, right? I mean, he's not that fast.
Yeah, I mean,
Right? I hope so.
but
He is like a truck running at you though.
there are very, great corners are few and far between in college.
Yeah. It's Georgia's just too one-dimensional for me this year.
Yeah, I like this play. I don't. I think it's probably a touchdown game. I
Yep.
think UGA will get it done, but I don't know if they'll be in by. This is 3 scores. Nah.
Yeah. It's I like Kentucky in this, and Kentucky's 5-0. They're gonna be hyped up to play UGA. See what happens. All right, so we took Washington State 3.5-point underdogs against UCLA, and also a little sprinkle on the money line. Then you have Texas 6-point favorites against Oklahoma, and Colorado 4-point favorites against Arizona State. While I have 2 underdogs, Rutgers against Wisconsin 13.5 points, and Kentucky 14.5 against Georgia. Hope we have a 5-0 card here.
Yeah, we do. We do have a 5-0 card here.
I really do like this card. All picks. All right, moving on to our parlays. Rob, you want to give us your first plus 1,000 parlay?
Yes, I got a plus 1,000. This is going to sit at 1048. We got the Jets money line versus the Broncos, Texans money line versus the Falcons, Colts money line versus the Titans, and then we're going to go over to the Premier League, Spurs money line versus Luton Town.
Yeah, I mean, Luton is bottom feeder team, right? They're the worst team. They just lost to the other worst team, Burnley, today. So
yeah, I think they're definitely a relegation candidate.
I like that pick. I like the Texans. I like the Jets. I just disagree with you on the Colts after seeing what the Titans did to my Bengals last week.
Anthony Richardson can do no wrong. I expect a win against the Titans as a fan.
All right, at home too. I can see it happen. I really can see it happen. That game's a toss up to me. You could see more from your team than I do.
Or I could be totally biased, but
yeah.
the cash counter will tell me.
We'll see. I do like that parlay though. And it's only 4 picks to give you the 1,000. Not bad.
Yeah.
I got 6 picks in my parlay, sticking to only the NFL. Going with the Commanders money line against the Bears. Do your freaking job, dude. Like, come on, it's the Bears. They haven't won a game all season. Just come, Sam. Throw a touchdown, Sam. And then we got the Ravens money line against the Steelers. They look awful. Patriots money line against the Saints. I'm only keeping that if Derek Carr is out, which judging by he's out, right?
Yeah, I think as of now he's out.
Yeah, I heard that shoulder injury is not a good injury to deal with at all pain wise, so he's not going to be able to play till that's fully healed. So I do like the Patriots. This is the only one that I'm kind of iffy on in this parlay. Everything else I'm pretty confident on. We got the Chiefs over the Vikings money line, Packers over the Raiders money line, and the Lions over the Panthers, which directly goes against one of your plays, but I still cannot believe that you put that as one of your plays. That's a donation, brother. Whatever.
Well, I can't root for you there, but
it is what it is.
I wish you luck.
Yep, and that puts me at plus 1119, right? So we definitely clear the 1,000, and we get a little chump change on the side too.
Yeah.
For my plus 500, I stayed a little bit below at plus 476. 2-legger, 2 underdogs in the NFL, Texans and Rams. Simple and easy. I think the Texans get it done easily. The Rams will be a sweat.
Yeah, I like this play. I think the Rams can go in there and beat the Eagles. And yeah, I got the Texans as well.
And your other parlay, yeah. We have a lot riding on the Texans this week. They better win.
And for my parlay, I also did we do a typo here? Are we both sitting at 476?
I think we are both at 476. Yeah, that's what it comes out to be.
Cards. I got the Cards money line versus your Bengals. I don't think that you guys have it fixed, and the Cards have played everybody well. So I'm gonna go
I'm
with the
with you
Cardinals
here
money
too.
line. And
Can't
to
support
finish
them.
off the parlay, we got Man City money line versus Arsenal. I don't think Man City will lose twice in a row. I don't think they'll lose or draw twice.
Where's the game?
It's at Emirates. So Arsenal's at home.
Arsenal plays them well.
Arsenal does play well, but they won't have Saka. No Saka for the game. So
he's my favorite player on Arsenal, so I'm with you. And plus money for Man City. Come on, man.
Yes.
We'll take that.
I'll give them the second chance to make it up for me for ruining the plus 1,000 last week. So that's why I'm locking in. Cards money line, Man City money line.
All right. What if they let you down again? You betting them again this year?
If they let me down again, I honestly will bet Man City money line for the rest of the season.
Wow.
Because I think that Man City, they probably have 2 clear losses in them and maybe 3 draws. And if I already bet 2 of them, it's got to pay out.
Oh, yeah, you'll make some money there. By those numbers, yeah, that math checks out. All right, that wraps up our parlays. Moving on to the Frisky 14 this week, since we got some teams on bye. Our games in common, we both have the Commanders, the Texans, the Dolphins, the Ravens, Patriots, Cardinals, Rams, Chiefs, Jets, 49ers, and Packers. While our differences, which we'll talk more in depth about, the Bills and the Jags, we've kind of alluded to this already. I mean, I'm taking the team who looks better the last couple of weeks. You're taking the team who doesn't have to deal with the travel, right? Is that what we're going with?
They're also a good team.
They're not a bad team. Just Bills are the better team if you're looking at resume this year.
Oh yeah, I think the Bills are the better team. I just like the spot. I think I have a good team playing in a good spot.
I can't doubt you there. Then our next one, we've already talked about this a lot, and I'll skip over it. I have the Lions, you have the Panthers. Good luck. You're making a donation.
No donations.
No donations. All right. And the last one, we already did talk about this too. I have the Titans. You have the Colts. I'm iffy on this. I might actually put in 2 Frisky 14s, one with the Titans and one with the Colts, because this is my least confident one of the week. I can easily see the Colts winning at home.
The Colts we beat the Ravens. We played the Rams. We honestly should have beat them that game. Played them perfectly, but didn't come out with the win. I think Tennessee. You guys made Tennessee look good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad, man. The Bengals are so sad this year. Well, I'm betting against them till they win.
You're betting against the Bengals until they win?
Absolutely. I'm taking the Cardinals money line this week on a straight play. When that game is starting and I'm going to be forced to watch it, and I know I'm going to be peeling my eyes back by like the second quarter starting, I'm going to have a ticket with Arizona money line to make me feel better. Or I'm going to see my team doing amazing, and I'm just going to be a little bit sad about this ticket that I have in my hand for the Cardinals to win it. But boo-hoo, my team looks better.
Yeah.
Win-win, right?
Win-win.
Oh, boy. Being a Bengals fan, I hate it, man. I hate it.
Yeah. I was watching one of those Fox Sports shows, and they were like, the Bengals were a dumpster fire before Joe Burrow, and they're looking like a dumpster fire with him there now. I guess his superpowers went out.
Can I say something? I feel like Zach Taylor just got a bunch of guys that he got lucky with the team that he started coaching. If they put a serious, better coach in place of Zach Taylor, this team could be really, really good. Zach Taylor's not the answer.
Zach Taylor's from the Rams, right?
Yeah, he's from the McVay tree.
That McVay tree is not starting off well.
No, it's not at all.
We got Stanley over in the Chargers, and it's like, what are you doing?
It's not good. I want to see the Bengals replace Zach Taylor, but I know Paul Brown has such an issue with replacing coaches. I mean, we had Marvin Harrison there for basically my entire childhood.
Yeah, you really tell which teams are well run by the front office hires.
For sure.
I mean, because it's the only thing that's not like fixed income, right? It's not all the players have a cap. You know, you're going to spend the cap.
Right.
But who you bring in as a coach, that could be iffy.
That's where the money is. Anyway, that rounds out our picks. Rob, anything else for the people?
I do have the Liverpool Europa game. I definitely have to bet that. I just trying to find something out there to parlay it with. It's sitting at minus 550. For those who don't know, Liverpool got robbed last week by the Spurs.
That was ridiculous. Did you see the video that they released of the VAR audio?
Yeah.
They realized that they messed up and just keep playing. Like, they said, okay, yeah, he was onside, and then the guy's like, hey, but they called it offsides on the field and they're still playing. And he's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. They already played. We can't do nothing now.
That's not how it works. No, stop them. Like, go back. That's the point, your whole purpose there, right? Oh, man.
So,
And that before they dropped to 9 people or after?
that was before.
That changes the entire outcome of the game if you're up or down.
For sure. It's at least a draw. If not a win.
That's crazy, man. Oh well, you win some, you lose some, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
I'm also betting Brentford this week. Man United is one of the worst teams of all time.
if anyone wants to comment this week, find on a play to go with the minus 550 for Liverpool by Thursday. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh boy, minus 550. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Liverpool's running the Europa.
550.
Yeah, guaranteed 550.
Oh man.
We're gonna
Maybe I
regret
should've
saying
put
that.
that
That's a VIP premium, dude. You guys have to pay to get that pick.
Oh man. Maybe I go with the goals. Just their goal tally is gonna be ridiculous. Over 3.
Oh, for
Over
sure.
4.
Yeah. So angry for that last game. Anyway.
Oh no.
Yep. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, like and comment. Everything else is in the description. Twitter, TikTok, Discord. Come hang out with us. But yeah. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.